we are going to start next chapter of our 11th science syllabus, that is cell structure and organization. What is meant by cell? Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of the life or the body. It means cell is the basic structural and functional unit of the, you can say, life or the body. Okay, why is it so? Because whether it is unicellular organism or multicellular organism, each and every living organism has unique feature, is a defining property of living beings. Their body must made up of cell, either they are unicellular organism or multicellular organism. So entire structure of the body is made by cell, and different types of processes, like processes, anabolism, catabolism, means all the reactions, or we call them metabolism, those proceed in the body, that is only proceed in the cell or the cell cytoplasm. Henceforth, cell is defined as the structural and functional unit of the body or the life. Okay, here we are going to discuss first about discovery of the cell. Who for the first time discovered the cell? That person was Robert Hooke. In 1665, Robert Hooke for the first time observed some dead bark or we call them cork also, a scrap of wood of oak plant. And through his naked eyes, he observed that the scrap or cork of that oak plant has some little boxes. They are hexagonal shape. Means for the first time he observed that cell in the form of hexagonal boxes, and he described the cell as a little boxes. Later on, in 1665, Antony von Leeuwenhoek was the first person who constructed a simple microscope in 1675, and under his own constructed simple microscope, he was the first one observed the living cells with the help of this microscope. He mainly observed the different types of plant cell, animal cell, different types of bacteria found in water, even soil. Okay. He also observed the male gamete spur under his microscope. Next concept of the chapter is cell theory. Cell theory is proposed by Sheldon and Sivan. Sheldon is a Matthew Sheldon, plant physiologist, and Sivan is a Devdar Sivan, animal physiologist. They independently observed animals and plants' body is made up of cell. That means Sheldon observed that all different organs such as root, stem, leaves, fruits, flowers, and all the organs of the plant's body is made up of cell. Same type of observation done by Sivan in animal. All organs are made up of cell. Sivan also distinguished that animal cell is without cell wall on its outer surface, whereas plant cell is with the cell wall. These two together later on propose the cell theory. They are also called as Sivan and Sheldon's cell theory or cell doctrine. The first statement of this theory was all living organisms' body is made up of cell, whether it is plant, animal or unicellular organisms. And second statement of the theory is those are not given by Sheldon and Sivan, but that was added by Robert Virchow. Robert Virchow observed that the present cell where exist from a real cell by cell division. So that was the second statement of the cell theory, that cell comes only from pre-existing cell and by means of cell division. This second observation is done by Robert Virchow in his theory of inheritance of cell. They are added here and conclude or the proper shape to the cell theory, as all living organisms body is made up of cell irrespective of they are unicellular or multicellular. And second statement of the theory is present cell is only existed from earlier cell by cell division. Later on, with the help of different cell biologists, different type of cell organelles, those exist in the cell, were discovered, especially the nucleus. And on the basis of presence or absence of nucleus in the universe, two type of cells were exist in animals. One of them is prokaryotic cell, and second one is eukaryotic cell. Pro means primitive, karyon means nucleus. Eukaryon, U means true, karyon means nucleus. With the cell without membrane bound nucleus, called as prokaryotic cell. It is found in all bacteriums. Those belongs to kingdom Monera, or it is found in Monerians. Eukaryotic cell means the cell with true nucleus or membrane bound nucleus, and this type of cell found in unicellular protists like amoeba, paramecium, plasmodium. This type of cells found in multicellular organism like fungi, plants as well as animals. Advanced research in cell biology made by different cell biologists lead to modification of earlier Sheldon and Chavan's theory, or we call them cell theory, and nowadays this theory were renowned as modern cell theory. Which are the postulates of modern cell theory we are going to discuss here. The first, all living beings body is made up of cell without any exception. So cell is the defining feature of the life. They can easily distinguish the living organisms from non-living object. Second postulate, every living cells, those exist today, that must be arises from earlier cell or pre-existing cell by means of cell division. Next postulate of the theory is cell is the basic structural and functional unit of the life. It means all the life processes those takes place in the organism's body that actually takes place inside the cell cytoplasm. Next postulate of the modern cell theory is all the activities performed by the cell is responsible for the activities of the particular organism. Next postulate of the theory is cell is responsible for, or cell shows transformation of energy. What it means? For example, any plant cell is there, that plant cell having chloroplast as a photosynthetic organelle. By utilizing the sunlight in organic substances like carbon dioxide, water, in that chloroplast, plant cell produces organic substance like hexose sugar, glucose. When they get polymerized, it forms a carbohydrate. So in this manner, some cell is responsible for the production of biomolecules such as carbohydrates, and in the form of that carbohydrate or the different types of hexose sugar, this cell stored the energy. And whenever in the cell or in the other type of cells needs energy, the same product, those are produced by the cell, is get oxidized. That means they oxidize the biomolecule and obtain the energy. So in this manner, they conserve the energy by producing the biomolecules, or they may oxidize the biomolecules and obtain the energy from them and utilizes that energy to do the various life processes in the cell, as well as this cell also having the ability to store this energy in the form of biologically usable form, that is adenosine triphosphate. They also transfer that energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate from one to the adjacent cell. Next property of the cell is all living cell has two types of nucleic acids. In their DNA, mostly they have DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid. that deoxyribonucleic acid present in the nucleus is considered to be the genetic material of the cell. It controls the entire physiology of the cell, as well as it is also responsible for inheritance of the properties of the cell to their daughter cell during the time of cell division. So it is considered to be the genetic material of the cell or the living organism. In multicellular organism, each and every cell, they store the genetic material in the form of DNA, and that having the properties, or they shows the properties of entire body of that organism in the genetic material of each and every cell of the body of that multicellular organism. Another type of nucleic acid found in the cell that is produced in the nucleus, they are called ribonucleic acid, or in short we call them RNA. They produced in nucleus and the production is called as transcription. After that, they release out from nucleus into the cytoplasm of the cell. There are different types of RNAs like mRNA or messenger RNA, tRNA or transfer RNA, as well as rRNA or ribosomal RNA. These all the different types of RNAs work together in the cytoplasm and they are concerned with the protein synthesis. The process is called as translation. So in this manner, the body building substance protein is produced with the help of different types of RNAs, and RNA's production is under the control of DNA, and that is takes place in the nucleus. So these are the postulates those formulate in the modern cell theory. Those are modification of earlier Sheldon's and Schwann's cell theory. Next concept given in the chapter is totipotency. What is meant by totipotency? It means any living nucleated cell has an inherent property to undergo cell division. When it divides, it forms a cell mass. That cell mass is called as callus. Generally, a cell is used as an explant under aseptic condition, cultured on nutrient media. They use cell mass by division to form a callus, and on the basis of nutrient media provide, that cell mass containing cells undergoes differentiation or maturation. They may use any organ or they may give rise to embryo. If they use embryo on the basis of nutrient media provide to them under aseptic conditions, that embryo in turn grows into the plantlet. It means from single cell, the formation of embryo by cell division and differentiation, and embryos grows into plantlet. This property shown by plant cell was first time noticed by Haberland, is called as totipotency. From single cell, entire plantlet were developed, so plant cells are 100% totipotent. The same case, when we carried out related with the animal cell shows a limited totipotency or it shows a pluripotency. It means when we culture the animal cell on nutrient media under aseptic condition, it also divides, but it gives just a cell mass or tissue. It never gives any embryo or any organ, so it shows a limited totipotency, or animal cells are pluripotent.